Okay, so picking up from where we left off last class, I spoke about the development of strong central government as one of the foundations of the modern world. And I talked about some of the chaos that the monarchs of the time needed to overcome: political and religious chaos, warfare, etc. And I talked about how Louis XIV established himself as a strong absolute ruler. Now, I went through some of the ways that he did establish himself as an absolutist ruler, such as his establishment of divine right monarchy, his control of the nobles, his development of his own personal bureaucracy of middle-class bourgeois clerks that were loyal to him and did not resist his orders. Today, I want to continue with the other things that Louis XIV did in order to establish strong absolute rule. One of these things was the taming of religious dissent. Louis XIV believed that people should not have any choice in how they pray. What he decided was the only thing that mattered. And so in 1660, he went after a group known as the Jansenists, who were a type of Catholicism that did not believe in strictly obeying the church hierarchy. And Louis, a close ally of the Pope, believed that whatever the Pope decided for the church was the way it went. And these Jansenists were an enemy of the Pope, and he eliminated them. One king, one religion, one way of doing things. More importantly, in 1685, he revoked what's known as the Edict of Nantes, which was passed in 1598 and originally gave Protestants the freedom to worship in France. But in order to establish absolute rule and eliminate all differences, he got rid of that law, and the Protestants, once they realized it was open season on them, they left and went to neighboring countries. The next and final thing that Louis did to establish full control over his country was control the economy. His economic policy was known as mercantilism. And in this way, he made the money that established France as a wealthy and eventually militarily powerful nation. What he did, was directly control every aspect of the economy. For instance, he set up overseas trading companies in India and the Caribbean in order to increase trade overseas. He eliminated internal tariffs, meaning you could make and then sell any product in France without having to pay a tariff as you moved from one region to another. He also raised foreign tariffs so that foreign competition against French manufacturing was virtually non-existent. He developed France's shipping industry in order to increase overseas trade, and he established overseas colonies in Quebec and Western America in order to build up a customer base, as well as to have access to natural resources in these territories. And in order to secure this growing overseas empire, he fought a series of wars against the Dutch and the English. The combination of all of this wealth and this absolute control over every aspect of the French government led to Louis fulfilling his dream, which was to expand France's borders. And between 1672 and 1715, Louis went to war with many of his neighbors and increased the boundaries of France to its modern boundaries. So this map that you have on the screen now are the modern boundaries of France, which are directly attributable to the wars of Louis XIV.